My name is Finn Patrick Burke. I'm a PhD student at Presentation University, and I'm specialising in the topic income generation through indigenous fruit trees in the Global South. During this short presentation, I will cover the following topics: what are indigenous fruit trees and where can they be found? How do people use them? And what is their contribution to local economies? I will present to you some species that are ideally suited to demonstrating the great potential of such species, and will finally conclude with the main issues and relevance of this group of species. Indigenous fruit trees provide edible fruits, are native to a particular region, are usually abundantly available in all types of natural environments, and provide an important ecosystem service. They produce edible fruits. Their richness is extraordinarily high and exceeds the number of species we routinely consume in our diets. This richness is particularly concentrated in tropical and subtropical regions and in areas less affected by anthropogenic activities such as urban encroachments and agriculture. Apart from their fruits, indigenous fruit trees also offer other ecosystem services such as medicines, resins, shade and forage, and are thus considered multi-purpose species. They have thus long been used and are still collected from the wild by local communities. Women and kids, in particular, collect and consume them increasingly during lean and famine periods, which may occur during wars, economic crises, or natural disasters such as droughts, when other crops have already failed. They therefore play a very prominent role in the food and nutritional security of a group of people that is often deficient in these items, especially women and kids. In addition, indigenous fruits, sometimes in the form of value-added products, are sold on the local markets and thus generate income for people. Rural development agencies, researchers, and conservationists all over the world have thus put emphasis on these species as they substantially contribute to the uplift of livelihoods and local economies. The trade of indigenous fruits at international markets, however, remains limited. A few examples should give you an idea about typical representatives of indigenous fruits. On the left-hand side, you see shea nuts, whose seeds are boiled to extract the oil. It is a typical example of a fruit that reaches international markets, as its edible oil is also considered an important ingredient for cosmetic products. Locally, women associations collect the nuts and produce tradable quantities. In the middle, sea buckthorn, considered a superfood because of its high vitamin content and produced in many countries, such as Pakistan and Mongolia, often remains neglected and underexploited at a local level. Lastly, baobab, an indigenous fruit of Africa, entered the international market as a superfood as well. Hence, if we summarize, indigenous fruit trees and their fruits are an important additional source of food. They have the potential to generate income and are consequently target species for development aid organizations and rural development programs. Marketing internationally, however, is often limited, and overexploitation is common.
Thanks a lot for this second presentation. We have seen a tremendously improved presentation in terms of layout, grammar, audience contact, and content. Most of the aforementioned mistakes and gaps in context have been addressed, leading to a more meaningful flow of facts and slides. Still, a few issues remain that should be dealt with. One should check the capitalization of words in the beginning of a bullet point. Decide for one style, either capital letters in the beginning or not. Also write out abbreviations such as IFT, which relates in this case to indigenous fruit tree, when they first appear on slides. On this slide, two more example species have been added, which is ideal to better show the diversity of existing indigenous fruit tree species. However, when inserting photos and graphs as object, make sure not to change the aspect ratio, never squeeze or stunt pictures. Also try to align objects perfectly so that they are not slipped. When talking about species, add their scientific names as well.